Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the Lakers take care of business against the Houston Rockets at home. 140-109 is the score. We are 50-31, and we have officially sold up the 3 seed. No one will be taking that from us. Playoffs start at Crypto.com Arena against God knows who, but they're going to have to come to our building, and that is a phenomenal feat for the LA Lakers. In the first quarter, we had 38 points to their 32. In the second quarter, we went for a whopping 40 points to their 24. Then they went for a 31-29 third quarter, and we came back and dropped 33 on them to their 22 in the fourth. Team stats, man. Lakers shot 60% from the field, 53-87, and 51% from the three, 19-37. That's fantastic. The Rockets shot 45% from the field, 41 of 90. And 35% from the three, 18 of 51. We shot 15 of 25 free throws, 10 missed free throws tonight, LA, 60%, and they were 9 of 12 for 75%. We were +5 on the boards, 42-37, and they had 7 offensive rebounds to our 4. We had 28 assists to their 22. We had 11 steals to their 8. We had 1 block to their 5, and we had 13 turnovers, 8 points conceded off of those. They had 19 turnovers, 25 points conceded off of those. We had 62 points in the paint to their 44. We had a 31-point lead, for which we won by. I believe that is a 31-point lead, and they had a 6-point lead at one point. Yeah, so let's look at the losers here. Jeff Green, I believe that is. Jeff Green, 6 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Is that right? Yep. Cam Whitmore had a career-high 34 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 1 assist, 8 boards, 7 of 12 from the 3, 13 of 19 from the field. I knew he was going to go off because we should have drafted him. Jack Landale, I'm going to get his name right, Jock Landale, 3 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3, 1 of 1 from behind the arc for 8 points, 2 steals, 5 rebounds. Jalen Green, 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 4 from behind the arc, 7 points, 1 steal, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds in just 15 minutes. Reed Shepard, 5 of 14 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, 14 points, 1 block, 2 steals, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds for a very good Reed Shepard. He played 41 minutes tonight. David Roddy, 3 of 8 from the field, 1 of 6 from behind the arc, 9 points, 2 assists, and 3 boards. Dante, 14 minutes of play, shot well, 4 of 5 from the field, 8 points, 1 steal, 1 blocks, 1 assist, and 6 boards, 2 of them offensive boards in just 14 minutes. That's pretty good for Dante. Probably should have had most of Landale's minutes. McVay, 0 of 3 from 3, 0 of 4 from the field, 1 block and 1 rebound. Aaron Holiday, 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3 for 11 points, 4 assists, and 2 boards and 1 block. And Nate Williams, 5 of 12 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3 for 12 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, and 2 rebounds. All right, let's get into the winners of the evening, the 3 seed Los Angeles Lakers. Rui Hachimura, 16 points, 1 assist, 5 rebounds, 6 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. LeBron James, 6 of 11 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3, 14 points, 1 steal, 8 assists, and 4 boards. Kind of strained his growing there, man. A little worried about LeBron going into these playoffs. I know he ain't playing on Sunday. I don't even need to ask anybody. That's not happening. Jackson Hayes, 3 of 3 from the field, 7 points, 1 rebound. Luka the Don, who gets the player of the game / game ball from me, 39 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, and 1 steal, plus 15, 13 of 19 from the field, 5 of 9 from the 3, and 8 of 14 from the free throw line. He missed a lot of free throws, but boy, was he efficient everywhere else. The Don is in the house. In just 31 minutes of play, he went absolutely nuts, 39 3/4. Austin Reeves, another fantastic night, 9 of 15 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 23 points, 2 steals, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds for Austin. 5 turnovers, a little much there, Austin, but everything else was fantastic. Dorian Finney-Smith, back to hitting shots. We need that. 6 of 9 from the field, 6 of 8 from 3, for 18 points, 3 steals on the night. No boards for Dorian, but a whole lot of threes hit. Vanderbilt, 4 of 5 from the field. That's rare. 8 points, 2 steals, 1 block, 4 rebounds. He's conditioning is coming back around, only 19 minutes to play. Hitting 4 out of 5 shots, he might as well win for 50. Trey Jemison, 1 of 1 from the field, 2 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist in just 4 minutes. He should be getting more. He should be part of the playoff rotation. I don't agree with moving him from rotation at all. In fact, I think he's been better than Jackson Hayes in certain cases, to be completely honest with you. A lot of good happened while he was on the floor in just 4 minutes. Gabe Vincent, Cardi G, 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 rebound, 0 points, 0 of 3 from 3. Plus 25, led the whole team. I don't know how that happened because he didn't do a damn thing in 21 minutes of play. Shake Milton, 1 of 2 from the field, 1 steal, 1 rebound, and 2 points. Jordan Goodwin, 1 of 4 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 3 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. Good stuff there for Jordan Goodwin. Bronny came in, hit a 3, 1 of 4 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 3 points, 1 assist, and 1 rebound. And Dalton Connect had 5 points, 2 of 3 from the field, 1 rebound, 1 of 1 from 3-point land with the 5 points to go there for him. So, yeah, that's how the game went, man. We took care of business. A shorthanded Houston Rockets team, they decided to sit a bunch of people. We were very happy about it. Cam Whitmore, of course, continues to take out his frustrations on the Lakers. The Houston Rockets, where lottery picks go to die, basically. I mean, Cam Whitmore and Reed Shepherd should be starting somewhere. There are teams in this league that are devoid of talent. And then you got the Houston Rockets, who can barely find minutes for these 2 lottery picks. It's egregious, but you can't blame the Rockets for capitalizing on idiot teams who don't believe in young talent and mortgage all of their picks for old guys. This is why you see Cam Whitmore and Reed Shepherd on the back of the Houston bench instead of sitting somewhere boosting up a team that's devoid of talent. So that's what I have to say about that. More picks on the way for the Houston Rockets. But in the meantime, the Los Angeles Lakers take care of business. We're the 3 seed. That's what matters to us. Everybody else, who cares? Literally, that's how I feel about the rest of the league right now. We are the 3 seed. We're going to take care of business in the playoffs because I have all the faith in the world that Luka the Don is shaking off all of the circumstances that have to do with Dallas, and he's ready to lead the team to the finals. I really believe that. And all we got to do is enough around him. Role players and players like that, just do enough around him, he's going to run the score up because he's in a groove right now, and I don't think he's looking back anymore. So, yeah, man, that's exactly what I think. As of right now, we would be playing the Golden State Warriors in the first round, but there's still a lot of stuff that has to shake out. Some things took place tonight that did determine a lot. So let's see, which was... The Timberwolves beat the Nets. No surprise there. We knew that would happen. The Nuggets beat the Grizzlies. Not really surprised by that either. The Grizzlies are pretty bad. Yeah, the Warriors also won their game against the Trailblazers. That's not a surprise. And the Clippers beat the Kings, which is a little unfortunate, by 1 point. I'm not sure how that game went, but it definitely came down to the wire. So, yeah, not really nothing that we would be happy about per se took place other than us taking care of business. But as far as what we prefer in the seedings and stuff like that, all the teams we prefer not to win won. So that's just how the night went. So as of right now, if things were to stay the same, the Denver Nuggets play the Clippers in the first round with home court advantage going to Denver. Minnesota and Memphis are the 7th and 8th seed playing in the play-in tournament game, and Sacramento and Dallas are playing in the elimination game for the play-in tournament. OKC and Houston will play one of those 4 teams. We would, of course, as I said, play Golden State. So that's how it looks in the Western Conference. Still another night of basketball. Actually, 2 nights. I'm not really sure if there's any games tomorrow. Let me find out. No, there are no games tomorrow night. Everybody plays on the 13th between the hours of 12:30 and 10 a.m. for the Eastern Conference, 12:30 for the Western Conference. That's pretty much how that goes. That is exactly how that goes. All of the Western Conference games are at 12:30. So it's going to be a lot, man. But the Lakers have already taken care of business, so we can rest people. I don't expect we'll see pretty much anybody. We'll probably pull the rug on the Trailblazers and seeing Bronny out there and Dalton Connect and Goody out there to run around, Alex Lynn. I expect to see a lot of them out there. I don't expect to see anybody else. We've got things sewed up pretty much. But we will pay attention to the Clippers and Warriors game, the Jazz and Timberwolves game, the Mavericks Grizzlies game, the Nuggets Rockets game. And those are the games that I think are valuable to our circumstance. Everybody else, it doesn't really matter. Interesting enough, the Raptors play against the Spurs, so they're actually going to be a part of the Western Conference times for this. Is any Western Conference team playing the East, I wonder? No. No. So the Raptors got to act like they're a Western Conference team. That's fascinating. But they're not a playoff team, so it would not matter anyway. But yeah, they are playing. Who are they playing again? Yeah, the Spurs. Not relevant. So yeah, man, that Clippers Warriors game is very interesting for what we're talking about. That's one I got circled. Of course, Timberwolves and Jazz, Grizzlies, Mavericks, Nuggets, Rockets. We are going to want to know what happens in all of those games. Probably even more so than we care about what happens in our game, to be honest with you, since we have things sewed up and the Blazers are not relevant to anything successful this year. So that's really what it is, man. Yeah, Lakers, I'm happy, man. We did something big here, man. We took care of having the top 3 seed in the Western Conference to end the season with a 50-win season at the least. At the very least, we could get 51, of course, against Portland, but I don't know what we're going to do there. I don't think it matters much to the organization, really. The most important thing is we have exceeded expectations. I don't think anybody expected us to be a top 3 seed, especially going into the season where people were complaining about Rob Pelinka not making moves, and I told y'all it was going to be fine. Why? Because you have to wait for the right move, not just make a move, and that's exactly what we did. We were able to pull off the most lopsided trade in NBA history, grabbing Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks, and the rest is history. And like I said, I don't see why we can't get to the finals, man. Health would probably hurt us the most. I don't think any of these teams are really ready for the trio of Austin, Bron, and Luka if they're healthy. Like I said, our role players just got to do enough. I don't think that's guardable. I really don't. I think it's unguardable when they're all clicking at the same time. And these are very reliable players that you would expect to be clicking a lot, especially come playoff time where they all are going to raise their level of play. So to try to beat them 4 out of 7 times, it's going to be very difficult. Now that we're where we're at, home court advantage in most of these rounds, I don't see why we can't beat the team that comes out of the West, man. I don't see why we can't. I don't think any of these teams are actually better than us. I really don't. OKC, you might want to say that. You respect OKC because they won literally 67 games. But after playing against them in the 2 games that we saw against them, we can keep up with them. We just can. They're going to have to throw something at us that they haven't thrown at us yet. Because if that's what they got, we're going to beat them 4 times out of 7. We're going to, in my opinion. So I respect people who are giving them the respect they deserve as the team that is far and away the best team in the Western Conference all season. But this team was not assembled when they started doing all that winning. Had it been, we might be the team with 67 wins. That's the God's honest truth. So, yeah, man, that's the power of the Luka. That's the power of the Don entering your situation. You suddenly go from a team that you hope you can make the play-in tournament to a team that legitimately thinks they have a chance of winning the championship. Yeah, that's where we are. So I don't want to be cocky with that. I'm humble with that. I understand that health is everything for us. Bron just may have strained his groin. You know, we got Jackson Hayes with the hand. He's dealing with something as well. So this week off or so before the playoffs is going to be very essential for our basketball team. And I love the fact that we're the 3 seed for one reason. Specifically, we will get a chance to have a whole week to scheme against whoever we're playing against. Trevor Lane mentioned it this morning. OKC and Houston got to wait through the play-in tournament before they can start to discover schemes against whoever it is they're playing against. Now, they could scheme for 4 teams or take a guess at who's going to be available. But the reality is anything can happen in a one-and-done situation. They don't know who they're going to be playing until that situation is done. So we know it's going to be one of Memphis, Minnesota, Sacramento, Dallas, Golden State, Clippers, or Denver. That's a lot of people to try to figure out which one of these teams is actually going to fall to the play-in tournament. I don't think Denver or the Clippers are going to, but Golden State, Minnesota, Memphis, and Sac, and Dallas are probably, if you're Houston and OKC, you probably got to have an idea of how you're going to stop all of those teams at this point. The Lakers just got to figure out who's in the 6th seed, and then we got a whole week to strategize against them. That is a much better position from which to strategize, in my opinion. So that is why I love being in the 3 seed, because we know who we're going to play. Well, we will on Sunday anyway. We do not know right now. But if everything holds up, we'll be playing the Warriors. And so that is where we're at right now. I do not expect that will stay the same. In fact, I expect Minnesota to likely be the team that ends up taking that 6th seed because Minnesota's playing a bunch of trash for the rest of the season. They only got one game left, but it's against some trash. So that's the God's honest truth. Who do they play? I think it's they beat up on Brooklyn tonight, I believe it was, and then they got the Jazz. I don't see the Jazz. I don't see the Jazz having any success in that basketball game. Not with seeding on the line, absolutely not. So yeah, man, that's where we're at. I do not know who we're gonna play, but if I'm a guessing man or a betting man, I'd say it's the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we'll just see how things shake out. But yeah, that's really where we're at, man. Lakers did great things this year, pulling off that 3 seed, bro. If you would have told me back in December this is where we would be, I would not have believed you at all. Not the way things were going, but I knew we needed to make some trades to get better, and boy, did we do that. BDL44. I thank y'all for watching. Wow.